The corporate social responsibility and human resources management. This topic offers a structured way of understanding how an organization's attitude towards corporate social responsibility is likely to affect the relationship it has with its employees. Human resource management professionals are often charged with setting the general standards for the management of an organization's workforce. It will explain how HRM can affect and be affected by commitment to corporate social responsibility. Human resource management is concerned with the treatment of those who work for the organizations. Thus, we have here the three spheres of HRM influence on CSR. This sphere of activity is largely internally focused and is about the management workforce. HRM professionals are concerned with all aspects of staff management, from recruitment to termination, via pay or reward, training and development, workforce planning, career progression, and processes for maintaining organizational discipline. External forces such as local labor law will come into play as HR managers need to ensure organizations complies. But the overall task is one of the managing people inside the business, and this is termed internal professional sphere. As we will see, a CSR commitment on the part of the organization is likely to influence the way in which these activities are carried out. Beyond these activities, HR managers are often instrumental in creating and maintaining an overall organization culture of CSR. This can be achieved by finding ways of communicating with staff, involving them in business decisions, and fostering commitment and organizational citizenship. It also involves setting and maintaining standards of managerial behavior and creating a coherent set of management attitudes. Thus, this is HRM's internal cultural shape of influence. HRM may be relevant when considering the way in which the organization engages with a wider environment in terms of its CSR program. An example would be creating opportunities, systems, and processes by which employees can get involved in volunteering for local charities or social projects, or finding other ways in which organizational expertise might be used for CSR purposes. Thus, this is called external professional sphere. These three spheres of influence are likely to be linked and permeable. Recruitment criteria will influence organizational culture, and culture is likely to affect the nature and extent of external activity by staff. CSR activities may arise as the result of staff initiatives which are adopted by the organization and integrated into an overall CSR strategy. Now we will be discussing one by one. First one, we have the internal professional sphere. HRM or personal management is primarily concerned with an organization's employees. In a broad sense, all managers, supervisors, and team leaders are likely to have responsibility for groups of people within the workforce as an integral part of their role. However, in many contexts, the term HRM is more specifically used to refer to an individual or a department which has general oversight of an organization's employment practices together with responsibilities for the policies and procedure which govern their implementation by line managers. The aspect of CSR which is most directly linked with an organization's internal professional HRM is therefore the social element that which affects the quality of life of the workforce, their families, and communities. Business may decide to go beyond complying with local employment laws in that they manage their human resources by displaying a broader interest in the general welfare of the societies in which they operate. Example of this type of CSR-focused HRM might include a commitment to offering training or employment opportunities for groups of people who experience some kind of social disadvantage. Offering pay which at the lower end is more in keeping with a living rather than statutory minimum wage, and at the higher end is seen as there as fair and equitable in taking measures to improve the general health and well-being of employees. Let's move forward with the internal cultural sphere. Moving away from sustainable and socially responsible employment practices, the next sphere of the HRM influence, which interacts with an organization, CSR, is that of organizational culture. Human resource managers are not usually responsible for determining an organization's culture, which is more likely to be created by the nature of the businesses and the attitudes of values of its leadership. The prevailing values in a fast-moving and predominantly young sectors such as information and communications technology are likely to be reflected in the corporate cultures of, say, Google, Apple, and Facebook. While these companies certainly differ culturally, they are likely to have more in common with each other than any of them has with, say, business in the pharmaceutical and automotive industries. Employees are clearly an important stakeholder group and they need to be engaged in CSR related activities if CSR is to stick. HRM professionals are often experienced initiations of dialogue with the workforce either directly through such mechanisms as staff bulletins, newsletters, intranets, and briefing sessions, or indirectly with worker representatives on work councils or with trade unions, officials, and negotiating bodies. Those specific examples can give some insight into the links between HRM and the creation of CSR focused culture, the process of introducing environmentally friendly practices in every business activities, and that of setting standards of encouraging ethical behavior at work. The last one, we have here the external professional sphere. There are many ways in which HRM expertise rather can be harnessed to help business interact successfully with many internal stakeholders whose lives are affected by their activities. Most prominent within this group are workers in supply chain, and much press and public affection or attention is now paid to human rights abuses in organizations which supply major global corporatives. Some businesses are attempting to engage customers by advocating responsible consumption, communicating information about responsible, sustainable sourcing, or advising on healthy lifestyle and dietary choices. B&Q, for example, some of their employees of the special expertise in relevant aspect of CSR who can offer advice and information to help customers environmentally friendly product choices. Training and educating staff is fundamental to activities such as these, but it can also help create a brand image which is likely to attract the employees with similar values rather thus reinforcing CSR culture. Beyond the immediate scope of the business itself, companies can emerge or engage or get employees involved in voluntarily work, fundraising, and other charitable activities which benefit specific communities or group of stakeholders. Thus, to sum it up, the professional, I mean the three This topic outlined the areas where human resource management can affect and be affected by an organization's commitment to CSR, sustainability, and ethical behavior. The professional expertise of the specialist can be used to structure its management system in ways that support CSR can be developed to foster an organizational culture and climate which is receptive to strategic CHR initiatives. It can support outreach activities that guarantee human rights are respected throughout the supply chain and encourage to involve the involvement of employees in community activities such as fundraising and voluntary work. These are important not only for the integration of CSR into the norms of an organization activities, but for the creation of a reputation that communicates its values to the wider public. Thank you.